Hello, you are listening to More Wine Please with your host, Amber Mack. What's up, guys, and welcome back to my podcast, More Wine Please with your girl, me. It's me. I'm back. I'm trying something new. If you're tuned in to me, you'll be able to see exactly what I'm trying that's new. Very different for me, very out of the box, very not at all where I saw myself taking the podcast. I'm trying video content. Here we are. I wasn't really trying to do the whole video content thing for a long time. I fought it for a long time, but here we are. So if you're listening to me, you got your ears on. And if you're listening and watching me, you got that too. Baby's trying to give people options out here. I was tired of everybody asking me and talking to me about it, and I'm like, you know what? Let's just try it. Let's just see. Let's see what we can do as a first timer. I don't expect it to be perfect, but I also figure you won't know what you can't do if you don't try. So, period. That's it. That's all. But anyways, welcome back to the podcast, everybody. I am so excited to be recording. Thank you guys. Thank you to everybody who has consistently always followed me, always been down with me. You know, I be taking my little breaks and my hiatuses. It has nothing to do with y'all. It has everything to do with me. But I appreciate any and everybody who is consistently always on the podcast, listening to me, who tunes in when I tune in, I guess is the word I should say. But yes, thank you so much. You guys know that I never start a podcast without thanking all of my supporters, everybody who, continues to stay down for the girl, who rides for the girl every once in a blue moon when I post. So I definitely appreciate you. Thank you so much. I love you. It never goes unnoticed. So thank you. I won't even go into my whole spiel because y'all know I'll be here forever saying all of the things that I love about everybody. So with that being said, she's back for now. I'm here. I am doing video content. I'm trying something new. We are trying to just elevate. So that's where I'm at with it. As y'all heard, my first song, I had to let it ride. It was a minute. I let a minute ride, but I had to let it ride because I just feel that song in my spirit. Like, yes. The song is called Blessings. It's by Jai Jadim or something like that. It'll definitely be listed in the context for this podcast. But yeah, I definitely I had to let that song ride. I've been listening to that song a lot. I've been feeling that song. It's genuinely just how I feel. I think it's a great song. And like it was a toss up. I've been listening to a lot of music lately. But yeah, I definitely had to give my girl some flowers. I actually saw a friend of mine posted on her story. And then I was like, what is this? And then I downloaded it. And as you listen to it, you're like, yes. Lately I've been needing those songs that's going to give me an extra boost of motivation when I'm on my way to work, when things are happening, when life is lifing. I'm like, no, I definitely need a song like that. So that's definitely been in the rotation. But anywho, back to it. Y'all know it's more wine with me. She really has her wine glass. To my listeners, ASMR. You can hear it. Yes, I poured a lot. Yes, I'm still drinking wine. That never stops. So let me take a sip. Yes, ma'am. I don't even know if I can show that. Hold on. I don't even know if I'm allowed to show that. But I'm definitely here. I'm gonna get off camera and take a sip. Oh, I'm still on camera. Okay. Period. So I'm drinking my per usual. I'm sitting here. I'm vibing with you guys. Yeah. So I've been gone. Definitely have been off the podcast for a little while. I know that y'all are like, girl, you come and go as you please. It's not that. I love y'all. It's just life be lifing. Like, I say every time I come, normally if I disappear from the podcast for a little while, it's normally because life has been lifing. And lifing doesn't necessarily have to be a negative thing. It doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. It definitely means that I had to prioritize my time and what I was doing. I definitely have been experiencing a lot of exhaustion and burnout. That has been a very real thing for me lately. So I've just been trying to navigate through that and understand exactly what that looks like and how that's feeling for me. And then I also have a 2-year-old who's a boy who tends to be a lot of energy as well. And I have a 7-year-old. Everybody clap for my girl. She's definitely a 2nd grader now. So, things are just happening. I'm trying to make changes within my career. And any type of career change is uncomfortable. It requires me to kind of lock in. And I think that I've just kind of been in a lock-in phase with myself. So, I really had to sit down and have a coming to Jesus meeting about me coming back to the podcast, about me making content, period. Because there was a point in time I just wasn't feeling motivated. I wasn't feeling inspired. I really didn't feel like making any content for real. And as I've been in kind of my spiritual walk, my journey, and my best friends also just being like, girl, get your ass back online. I've definitely come to a point where I'm just like, girl, well, why aren't you doing it? Like, you're just starting to ask myself questions. And I guess it's that feeling of needing purpose and that feeling of just being genuinely uncomfortable because I feel like I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So that has definitely played a role. I think I'm in a very uncomfortable space right now. I'm in a very uncomfortable space. Not in a bad way, though. Like, I'm in an uncomfortable space where I feel like things are transitioning, things are shifting, like things have to change for me to feel more fulfilled and for me to feel happier. And I think I'm just at that big age where I am more in control of my situations in my life than I gave myself credit for. And so for me, I'm definitely just trying to really own that and hone in on that, because I can't be not mediocre, but I don't want to be in the same space that I was last year. I don't want to be in the same space that I was in 6 months. It's a lot of things that I want for myself. It's a lot of things that I want to change. And I know that a lot of my listeners are very ambitious people. And there are things that you too also want to change and experience. And in order to do that, you have to be uncomfortable a little bit. You gotta switch it up. And so that's just kind of where I'm at. I'm at a place where I got to switch some things up. And, coming back to my podcast and coming back to my content is more of like a, girl, I don't know why you keep running from this, but this is obviously something that you're passionate about. It's obviously something that's always on your mind. But I keep letting outside factors make that deterrent for me, and that's not always a good thing. That doesn't always look good. It doesn't always feel good. Sometimes that's not what I would necessarily want for myself. So I'm feeling the motions. I'm going through the motions. I'm working on a lot of different things. And honestly, sometimes I just come to the podcast and I don't necessarily know what to talk about. I don't know what to talk about today. It's a lot happening. The world is definitely different. It's in a different space. I definitely, I'm on the TikTok and the Twitter and all the things, and it's just a lot happening. And so another piece of this is not trying to take in too much information, too much social media, not trying to be on it as much, not trying to post as much, just because it is very toxic. Like, the world right now feels like a very toxic space, and it's kind of scary. I don't know if you guys been following. I mean, it's kind of hard to not follow, but everything that's going on with Diddy, everything that's going on with Tory Lanez, everything that's been going on with, Haley, and I have some feelings. I have some thoughts, and, no shade to, black men or anything like that, but I definitely feel like black women are just not getting the love that they deserve right now. I definitely feel like it's ugly out here. It's not looking cute. It's not looking good out here. It's looking really, really, really crazy out here. And I feel like there's just a lot of moving parts of things happening. Like this whole Diddy case, I'm not really following it to a T, if I'm being honest. I'm not really following it just because it's just too much. And, you know, the argument that I keep hearing that keeps making me so upset about the whole Diddy thing is like, why did Cassie stay? She's stupid for staying. And I'm just like, I had to make the argument, like, if I'm coming from nothing, or if I don't have a lot and I'm promised all the fame and the fortune, and then on top of that, on top of all these promises, I have somebody who's abusing me, of course, and then I'm young-minded in that, right? Why would, like, it just makes it so much harder to make solid, sound decisions. And he's got her enclosed, you know, he's a predator. So naturally, he's going to enclose her. He's going to not give her the free space that a normal human being would give in order to make some sound decisions. And I think he knew, most abusers know when that sound decision is to leave, and he was not going to give her that. So I hate when people try to give that argument, well, why did she stay? Well, why would you stay if you knew he was abusing you? But I'm like, what would you do in that situation? A lot of people stay in abusive situations because they have no outlet. There is no way to get out. And if they do, it usually lands in death. Like, he blew up Kid Cudi's car. The man blew up a car. And quietly, I think that he's a part of the whole Biggie, Tupac death thing. I won't even go there. I'm not going to go there. But I do think that he plays a large role. So it's just hearing verbiage like that, or even with the Halle Berry thing, like Berry, Jesus Christ, Halle Bailey. It's so confusing, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Hey, Lil Mama and DDG. That situation kind of made me upset too, because everybody, unfortunately, the world is not used to seeing men who are involved in their children's lives. My man is in my kid's life. So, and I see a lot of men who are involved in their kid's life, but because the world doesn't see that, when it's showcased online, it's super glorified to be something that's so special in something. And I think we need to stop rewarding for the bare minimum. Like, we should stop rewarding for the things that should be happening. You get what I'm saying? Like, we're giving DDG all of this praise because he's a father and he's being a father, but he should be. You laid down with a woman, you had unprotected sex, you procreated, you had a child. So then you have to take care of said child. You have to take care of your responsibilities. And I think what's happening is that when we're seeing these things online, they're getting overly praised and having all of these things attached to it, when in reality, that's what we should be doing. That is the norm. That should be the norm. That should be the standard. Even if the parents aren't together, you should be taking care of your kids. Like, I feel like those two things have to coexist together. And I feel like you just have so many people that's just praising that there's other things that happen behind the scenes that we'll never know about. And so Halle taking matters into her own hands and wanting to do whatever the case is. I don't go read the court cases. I'm not, that kind of blogger. But from what we can see, like, come on. Like, if she's a mother at the end of the day. Some mothers are bitter, some aren't. I would like to think, granted, I don't know her, but I would like to think that our little mermaid isn't bitter. I would like to think that she's not doing things spitefully because she doesn't really have to. Like, she doesn't need him to raise him. She doesn't need him for money. She doesn't need him for anything. She had a career long before he had a career. Like, they're both able to sustain a life outside of each other. I think where the problem comes in is that, because they're not together, and because they see people see him so frequently with his child, when she does make certain steps or adjustments, for her child. It looks like she's being a bitter baby mama. It looks like she's being ugly. It looks like all the things that we're used to seeing. But in reality, there's a whole piece of this that we may not have seen, that we don't know. There's a lot of moving pieces. And so some of the things I was hearing people, or I was reading that people were saying, I just was totally like dumbfounded and really taken back, because how, why, where did you get that from? She's a mother. We don't know anybody's circumstances. And I think that's what makes the social media space so weird sometimes, especially as a creator, is because people take what they want to take from what you post. And I have to remind myself of that all the time, because I struggle a lot with comparison and things like that. But people want you to see what they want to see. People want you to see the good things. People want you to see when they're out. People want you to see all of that. They don't necessarily want to show you when they're struggling. They don't want to see what's really going on behind closed doors. And I think with a lot of this celebrity drama, we tend to pick a side. And honestly, it's just like it could swing either way. We're not involved. We don't know what's going on. But I think what's so alarming is that the ugliness that comes behind that, the ugliness that comes, and then it has to be a certain group of people that has to get it, whether it's Black women, whether it's Black people, whether it's Black men, whether it's, trans women, gay men, lesbian women. Like, in some group of people, somebody has to be at fault. There's always a right or wrong. There's no gray area. I believe there's always a gray area. But the world makes it seem like there's no gray area. So someone has to be at fault. So in this situation, or within the last couple of weeks, it just seems like Black women who are already at the bottom, who are already struggling to just be seen, be protected, be respected. Then you run into these situations which are probably valid in the woman's defense. And then here you are having to fight a battle, or we're getting boxed in again for something that we're not even a part of. So, or unfortunate situations that, again, we're not seeing the whole thing, the whole situation. We're only seeing a piece of it. So it's just really unfortunate. And I think that is for a long time why I have like a love-hate relationship with being a content creator and being a podcast creator and being social media, because there's a lot of people out here with mics that shouldn't have mics, that are just spewing out information that sounds dumb. There's a lot of people out here who are just posting and not posting the real, or, there's a lot of that type of situation happening. And so when I always have to go back and forth with myself if this is something that I want to dive into or not. I've been doing it for a long time, but this is something that I want to make permanent to me. And that's kind of why I'm always dipping in and out, because I know social media takes a toll on me. It takes a toll on my mental. Again, I struggle a lot with comparison, so it's struggling a lot with not feeling adequate, not feeling like I'm where I should be, not doing this, not traveling, like realizing that my life looks very different than other people's. So I feel like I have just stepped back to be in a mindset, to be in a transitional mode, where I now am okay with, this is what life looks like for me. This is what everything looks like for me. And it's just been tough. I know I've kind of been all over the place here, but I brought up those hot topics because I just feel like social media is very impactful, and it can be used to, enlighten and elevate, or it can be used as a weapon to weaponize. And I think when you fall in that range, it's just like, oof, I don't want to be a part of that. So then, I feel like I'm being called to come back into the space, but I think it took a level of maturity in me, and it took a level of me having to sit down and really figure out, is this what I want to do? Just because, like, you just get online and it's always something negative, or it's always something, what someone has that someone else doesn't have. There's just a lot of moving pieces to it. And I think I had to get a little bit stronger in my spirituality and my faith to really feel like, girl, you can do this. And it doesn't matter what else is going on. It doesn't matter what's happening. It doesn't matter who's doing what. You got to be in your lane. You got to ride this for yourself. And I think that's what life is all about. I'm just really just trying to evolve and just be better. And that takes a lot of time. I feel like I've been saying this for years, but I feel like it's been taking me a lot of time to really be comfortable and be okay with the space that I'm reaching for. So, yeah, I'm just, it's scary out here. That's the best way I could put it. It's very, very interesting. It's scary. It's different. I just think that it's very different. I think everybody's in competition. I think everybody is wanting to be something that they're not. I start to feel after a while like no one's really living in their truth. And then when you live in your truth, and when you're, like, hey, it don't look like this for me all the time. This is not what's going on. All those things. It makes people really, really uncomfortable. And then it makes it look like you're just being, dramatic, or you're not being, you're being a hater or something like that. And it's just a lot of like, no, but like, I'm just being honest. And I feel like that's just what wasn't happening for a long time. So me coming back to social media is me coming back to be my authentic self. I was suffering. I mean, guys, I'm an open book. I've always been transparent on here. I feel like I was dealing with imposter syndrome. I feel like I was trying to be something I wasn't. Not necessarily on my podcast, because my podcast was always the space that I had where I didn't have to be anything other than me. You hear my voice, you hear my thoughts, and that's it. So me taking the podcast from audio to video, that's different. That's different, but a positive different. And I think that this is the best time for me to execute that. Along with all the other content that I'm going to be putting out and things like that. I think I'm in a space where I'm just like, I'm who I am, which is why I picked the song that I picked at the beginning, because I am who I am. That's what I'm doing. This is where I'm at. This is what I'm doing. This is who I'm going to be. And you can rock with it or you can't. And it is what it is, because I'm going to keep being this. And this feels the most authentic. And I think in general in life, once you get to a space where you're just like, yeah, this is who I am. This is what I'm comfortable with. No one can change this for me. I think once you get there, that's when you're able to really kind of walk in your purpose, and you're able to kind of figure out exactly what you're supposed to be doing, because for a long time, it just did not feel like that. I felt connected and disconnected all at once. Like I'm connected to something, but I'm disconnected. And I was connected because it was definitely what I was supposed to be doing. I was disconnected because it definitely wasn't the way that I was supposed to be doing it. And I think once you have those conversations with yourself, and you have those moments of aha, those like light bulb moments, then whatever you're supposed to be doing kind of just falls in your lap. It feels natural to you. It feels comfortable to you. And I feel like I don't want to do anything that doesn't feel natural. It's just kind of like setting boundaries in your piece. Like recently, I've been setting a lot of boundaries. I put my phone on Do Not Disturb. If you can't get to me, then you just can't get to me. Like I had to really make life comfortable for myself. I think it's learning. I think oddly you start to learn that you're in control of it all. And once you kind of figure out that you're in control of all of this, like I'm in control. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to deal with anything that I don't want to. I don't have to deal with anything. We literally have free choice. And as a Black woman, as a woman in social media and content creation, and how everything is moving and the negativity and everything, I'm just like, I've got to position myself in a way that I feel comfortable, I feel good, I feel happy. And if that means I got to take a step back for a little while in order to step back in it the way that I know that I need to be, the way I know that can take me further, then that's what you have to do. And I think like adulthood in general is just like that same moving bubble. It's that same continuously just trying to figure it out. I think that's just where I've been at. I'm just trying to figure it out. However that looks, I'm trying to figure it out. And I feel really positive. I feel good. And I think that's cause for a drink. Now, I don't know if I can drink, so I'm going to I'm going to scoot to the side and have me a little sipperoo. Wine is so special because it gets you, I don't say lit. Wine drunk and like liquor drunk are two different things. And I just feel like wine drunk it just puts you in a mood, like not just sexual, but it puts you in a mood where you're just like, okay, we chilling. Liquor be having you on a whole different level. It's fun. It can be fun. But liquor can go one of two ways. I can can go about 3 different ways. Liquor, I can either fight, cry, or be turned. I'm not sitting down. I'm gonna dance the night away. You gonna see me, I'm gonna see you. We lit. Wine to me is just very chill. I can do my budget and be drinking wine. I can watch a movie. I can cook. Like, wine to me is just a very universal drink that I feel like you get what you're looking for. You get your buzz, but you're not completely buzzed out to the point where you can't function. You can't do anything, which is why I feel like liquor. And that's why I feel like I might be growing up, y'all. I love alcohol. Let me rephrase that. Back it up. I enjoy times of drinking alcohol, taking shots, doing tequila, Casamigo, all that. That's cool. But what I'm going to always go back to is my glass of wine. What I'm always going to go back to is my little drink and in my little piece. That's what I'm always going to go back to. But honestly, guys, I didn't know what to talk about today. I don't really have much to say. I have a lot in upcoming episodes, but this was my first episode back, and I just felt like I really wanted to make sure that I gave y'all a little insight as to where I've been and some things that I want to try. I'm definitely trying out this video content. So really, this is kind of like a test drive for me. I just want to see exactly where this goes. It's a test drive. I'm excited. I'm excited to see where my content and everything is going to take me. I'm excited that I'm finally stepping out of my comfort zone. I think that's what every life is about sometimes, is in order for you to, build a little bit better, become a little bit more successful, you do have to get out your comfort zone a little bit. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think it also takes the right people around you to let you know, like, hey, why don't you try this? Why don't you do that? I am very blessed for my village. I'm very blessed for my tribe and the people who consistently give me advice. They're actually always my guinea pigs, so I definitely appreciate them. But yeah, this was really just a shoot the shit episode. I didn't really want nothing for real. I didn't really have much to say. It's a lot going on, but I definitely do have a plan for my next future podcasts and future videos and where we go next in this journey. I'm so excited. Again, I just thank everybody for being here, but I didn't really have much to say. I thought I'd have this big motivation. The wine is kicking in. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about right there. But I thought I had this big motivation, and I didn't. Like, the motivation is really just like, be authentic to you, do what feels right to you, and do it when you feel it's right. Like, no one can pressure you, no one can make you do anything. You got to do stuff on your own. You got to do stuff when it feels right and when you feel called to do it. And I just feel called to get back on my grind and get back to what I know myself to be and who I know myself to be. And this is always going to be a part of that. And I just hope that you guys are here along for the journey. And if this resonates with you and you feel like you maybe took a pause, but there's something that's like irking you, it's calling back to you, I highly advise you to investigate that. What does that look like? Like, content creating and my podcast were things that were irking at me. Like, girl, okay, you've sat out a little long. Time to come back to it. And so I encourage everybody to either feed into that, or find that thing. Find the very thing that makes you you. It could be anything. It could be running. It could be video games. It could be anything. But I think that, you have to center and give yourself some foundation in order to elevate. And for me, this is part of my foundation and part of my way to elevate, because that's all I want to do. I want to be to the world what I needed from the world. That has always been my quote. I created that quote and I live by it. I probably should put it on a t-shirt, but it's not on a t-shirt yet. But I'm feeling good. Not to say that I don't have ebbs and flows. The last couple of weeks prior to now was really kind of rough. It was kind of dark for me. And that's when I came out and feeling like, hey, I gotta do me. I have to do what is always going to feel right to me. And I feel good about that. So with that being said, if anything that I may have said, I know I was a little all over the place, but if anything that I said resonated with anybody, yourself or somebody you may know, just go ahead and shoot them a text. Be like, hey, I know you needed to hear this. You got this. Just go out and do what's calling you to do, all that. And then, I don't condone drinking and driving. So if you're driving and you're listening to this, you better not be watching this while you're driving. But if you are listening to this while you're driving, please make sure to take a sip of your water, your juice box. I tend to have juice boxes in my car because of my kids. But yeah. I don't condone drinking and driving, so go ahead and take a sip of whatever you got, whatever beverage you have. If you are at home or if you're in a comfortable space, if you are watching me, what's up? If you are listening to me, what's up? Same either way. And if you are at home and you do happen to have an alcoholic beverage on you, please, take a sip. Take a sip with me. Let's take a sip. Let's cheers to a positive rest of the year, because we're about to go into 6 months. We're almost done with May. So June is here. So we're at the halfway point of 2025. Halfway 2025. First of all, where's the year going? Question number 1. Question number 2, there is no question. Where is the year going? That's the main question here. But we are about to be halfway through 2025. And if you haven't hit those goals yet, if you haven't gotten yourself to where you want to be or where you thought you'd be, do not beat yourself up. Just lean into yourself. Feel good about yourself. Really lean into what it is that you're trying to do and who you are, and lean on that. And the people that are progressively trying to push that for you. Those are really your gems. Those are your hidden angels. And those are the people that you really need to lock in with, because they're the ones that want to see you do your very best. So with that being said, please take a sip of your wine, your Coke, your water, your lemonade, your smoothie. It's good every time. Again, oh my goodness, I almost forgot. See, trying to drink the wine, I almost forgot. The vibe check. That is something that is a part of this podcast that I really, really do enjoy, because I listen to a whole lot of music. I listen to music all the time, every day. It is a part of my life. So a vibe check is definitely important. So the vibe check, of course, is the song that I played in the beginning. Love that song. I think it's very good. When you just need a little boost, you need to, feel yourself a little bit more. We all have those moments where we're just not feeling good. So you got to have your playlist. You got to have your songs that really boost you. My other playlist, I created a playlist on Apple Music. I might publish that for you guys. Or if you follow me on Apple Music, it's on there. But I'm just going to mention Coco Jones came out with an album. Love it. She's doing amazing. Her voice is so beautiful. It is such a good album. Destin Conrad, he came out with an album. Love his music. He has some of my favorite songs. But Sexy Songs for You, Drake and Party Next Door. Did y'all think I wasn't going to mention it? Because of course I was going to mention it. It's gone triple platinum in my house. I don't know about y'all, but I can't stop listening to it. I feel like it's aging like fine wine. It sounds so good. I really do. I really think they did their big one with that album. Now, what's going to come from this? I'm interested to see where Drake takes this, because y'all know I'm a diehard Drake fan. I really need a shirt. So I need to, if y'all know where to find a shirt, let me know. But I really need a shirt. But, yeah, some sexy songs for you. I feel like that's what I keep going back to listening to, even after everything. I've listened to everything. I'm still going back and listening to that. So that song, that entire album is unmatched. I keep playing it. It's so good. So I love that. What else have I been listening to? I'm trying to listen more to underground artists, but other than that, y'all know your girl. You know your girl gonna be listening to Drake. But again, Coco Jones, Destin Conrad, those two newer full projects have released. Now there's a lot of singles, but as far as full projects, they definitely passed the vibe check. They are some of my favorite pieces of work that have come out within the last month or two. So yeah, so almost skipped out on the vibe check, y'all. Y'all gotta put me in check. Don't ever pass a vibe check. But anyways, we already took a sip of our wine. I just want to say thank you guys. Thank you for always riding with me, listening to me. I appreciate you all so much. I definitely do have more topics, more things in the works. I just wanted to get on my podcast and just say hey to y'all and just give y'all a little boost, a little something to get you guys going. But again, thank you for everything that you guys do. Thank you for all the reposts. Thank you for all the listens. We truly appreciate it. I love you guys so much. Thank you. And I will see you. Oh, I can say that now. I will see you and talk to you in my next podcast. Bye.